Okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to take about 1 more minute to get set up, and then we'll get started. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Are we airing in live? Okay, great. So welcome everybody to our public hearing for the reopening of public schools. We're going to get started shortly. Can we call the meeting to order here at 2:02 p.m.? All right. Michelle, do we need a vote or anything like a roll call? No, because it's a public hearing. Okay, great. Okay, so we are calling the meeting to order here at 2:02. I'd like to welcome everybody. We're very happy to be here this afternoon and excited and interested to hear everybody's perspectives. This is obviously a very important decision, and everybody's views are very important for us to consider. So please, if you're tuning in right now, don't hesitate to call. I'll read that number in just a moment. As we get started, the first thing I'd like to do is just to read our norms for public comments during board meetings in compliance with Policy 187. Citizens are welcome to attend all open meetings of the Board of Education. Robert's Rules of Order will be followed at all times. Persons attending board meetings are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful and courteous manner that models appropriate behavior for our students. Persons wishing to comment are expected to comply with the following norms in order to maintain a respectful and ordered meeting and to protect all persons, including members of the public, district employees, and district students from personal attacks or discussion of confidential matters in a public forum. Comments should be directed to members of the Board of Education and not district employees, students, or other members of the public in attendance at the meeting. Comments that attack any individual personally or professionally or are derogatory or demean others will not be tolerated. Personnel matters or concerns regarding specific district personnel are not appropriate topics to be addressed during an open meeting and should be handled in accordance with district policies and procedures. Concerns or questions regarding students will not be allowed. Comments regarding another individual's membership in a legally protected class, for example, race, sexual orientation, religion, etc., is strictly prohibited. Response from the board will be limited to clarifying inaccurate information, seeking additional information from the citizen, or acknowledging that the citizen has been understood. The board will not debate with the citizen, and the board may not take action on an item raised during public comment that is not on the meeting agenda or notice. The chair will interrupt and rule a citizen who violates any of these norms out of order. If ruled out of order by the chair, the person's opportunity to address the board will end immediately, and the microphone will be turned off. A citizen who violates these norms may be restricted from making public comments at future meetings. Thank you for your participation and courtesy. As you can see here on the screen, if you're watching, we have the call-in information. If you would like to call, you can dial 1-617-675-4444, then enter PIN 785-379-093-1144 followed by the pound sign. Please turn down your volume on the YouTube stream or channel 991 as soon as the host admits you to speak. There may be about a 5-second delay between the meeting call and the YouTube streaming. Please state your name and address at the beginning clearly for the record. And then I'll just tell you also, if you are muted, please press *6 to unmute. Emailed comments may be read aloud during the hearing and may be emailed to the board secretary at public-comment@sdbk12wi.us. Does anybody present or tuning in remotely have any questions before we get started? All right, so we're going to start with people here at COLAC first. Mr. Vidra, would you like to take the mic? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Tim Vedra. I'm the Beloit Education Association president, and I reside at 1516 Windtrace Court in Rockton, Illinois. First of all, the BEA would like to thank the Board of Education, Dr. Keyser, and district administration for the actions taken thus far to secure a safe return to in-person instruction. Careful planning at the district level, along with continued careful planning at the school level by all staff, will help to ensure a safe return to in-person instruction. The major obstacle that needs to be addressed is the administration of vaccines for the staff unable to receive it on the first round on January 27th, when the Department of Health Services cut off the vaccinations, saying they were being given to professional educators and other school employees out of order. The BEA requests that these employees be given top priority by our district and that every possible avenue to secure vaccines for these employees be explored so that all staff have the utmost confidence to return to the classroom at the start of fourth term. While we remain confident a safe return in a cohort model can be accomplished for term 4, the fact that COVID is still present in our community cannot be ignored. There are multiple variants that have been identified and are proving to spread much more easily and have caused higher mortality than the original strains. It is for this reason that the BEA also requests that strict metrics be established and followed using the most current CDC, DHS, and Rock County Health Department guidelines. These metrics should be established based on the case count per 100,000 and the 7-day test positivity. These metrics will set the standards for the immediate return to distance learning should a spike in COVID cases occur in Rock County. The BEA is pleased to hear that complete and accurate survey data will be collected from our families, so an accurate number of students who are planning to return will be known well before the return date in term 4. This will allow for adequate and appropriate planning at the school and individual classroom level to plan and arrange for the return of students. Continued professional development with the added technology for simulcasting will be needed as we move to term 4 so that all professional educators are confident in its setup and use. The Beloit Education Association has maintained throughout this pandemic that we know students learn best when they are in our classrooms. This return has been a long process, and everyone is grateful that our district has put the safety of our students, staff, and families as the top priority. The cohort model return of students in fourth term can be successful because of the time and energy put in by our district staff at all levels. Caution is the word of the day as we move forward. The focus still needs to be on securing vaccinations for all staff before students return, continued careful planning of procedures at the school and district levels, and establishing strict metrics for the district to follow should a new wave of COVID cases occur. Thank you so much for the time today, and as always, we are Beloit proud.
Thank you very much for coming today to share your comments. There is nobody else here present in the COLAC building at this time to give a comment. Those of you who are listening at home, feel free to come. We'll be here at least until 4 o'clock if you'd like to come and speak in person. Ms. Shope, is there an email that you'd like to read next? Thank you. Go ahead, please.
This email is from Sandra Mitchell, 4K teacher, Dr. Kieser, and board members. Many parents who want their children to come back to school say that their children miss their friends and socializing and play. I don't think many understand that the plan that is proposed for the fourth quarter will do little towards socializing our children, especially the younger ones. The children will be separated from each other by distance and plexiglass. They will be playing by themselves with their own little container of playthings. They will not share anything with their friends. They will eat being segregated from their friends. They will play outside by themselves. It's social distancing. Children who have been home for the past year will now spend 7.5 hours, 2 days a week, learning how to behave in school. They will be here for 17 days only 17 days, and will have to learn a whole new routine because they are only here for 2 days and off for 5. They will need to relearn the rules and schedule every 5 days. All this for 17 days of back to school, not socializing, just learning routines. And to top it off, they will all wear masks. The CDC says that children under 5 do not have to wear masks, but they will now be wearing them for up to 8 hours when they come back to school. Is this good for 4 and 5-year-olds? And let's be honest, many of the children who will be coming back have not been engaged at all through the whole virtual teaching. They do not know their teachers or their classmates. It will be like the first days of school, and we won't have enough continuity to get them where they need to be. Please, before you ask parents if they want their children in school, explain to them what schools is going to look like. Just to clarify, I want the children back. I love working with children, but I want them socializing. I want to be able to comfort them when they are sad or scared. I want to be sitting with a small group, and I really want to be playing with them in centers. If we cannot do these things, then I want to stick with what is working. Thank you, Sandra Mitchell, 4K teacher.
Thank you very much for your comments. At this time, I know I say we're all being interrupted by our beautiful Sunday phone call. That's great. Thank you for the communication, Dr. Kieser and COLAG staff. Dr. Kieser, do you have a phone call waiting at this time?
Not at this time.
Okay. Just a reminder that you're able to call in by dialing 1-617-675-4444, followed by the PIN 785-379-093-1144, followed by the pound sign. Since there is nobody here at COLAC waiting to speak, Ms. Shope, do you have another email that you'd like to read?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
This email is from Cheryl Blay, paraeducator. Dear School Board, as an SDB employee, I am looking forward to the safe return of our students to in-person classes. However, having the children return before all the teachers, paraeducators, and any other district student contact staff have had an opportunity to get both doses of the vaccine is wrong and is not safe for the staff or the children. You may think that all of the staff that is most in need has already gotten their vaccines. This is not true. I am just one example. I am age 65, I have asthma, I am currently on multiple lists, including SDB, and have not yet gotten an appointment for my first vaccine. Please do not force district employees to endanger themselves, their families, their students, and their students' families by sending the children back before term 4 and before anyone has an opportunity for both doses of vaccine. Thank you. Cheryl Blay, SDB paraeducator.
Thank you so much for your comments. At this time, there is nobody present in the building. Dr. Kieser, do you have anybody on the phone at this time?
Not at this time.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Ms. Shope, do you have another email you'd like to share?
I do.
Thank you.
This email is from Nancy Austin. Good evening. My name is Nancy Austin, and I have a child in 6th grade with the Beloit School District, and I strongly believe they should be back in person learning. I'm fine with a choice of 2 days a week or 4 days a week. They just need to be back in school. It has almost been an entire year that they have been virtual. Virtual is hard. Some kids, including my child, doesn't do well in virtual. I work during the day, and my husband works third shift and is sleeping during school hours, so he is on his own as far as attending classes. When I come home from work, him and I spend the rest of the night doing his homework. It's a constant struggle because these kids missed out on 3 months of 5th grade and now basically all of 6th grade. The assignments are no joke, and some of them are so hard that even parents struggle to understand. He has had assignments that I have had to rewatch the recorded classes, ask Google, or find a YouTube video to help with the assignments. In the last meeting, it was brought up that parents need to step up. Well, let me speak for myself and my friends with kids also in the school district of Beloit. We are stepping up every day, whether it be calming our children down after they don't understand a homework assignment or are stressed over virtual school, or we as parents are trying to relearn assignments to be able to teach our kids. I have friends who have multiple kids having to step up along with working as well. I also have a friend whose daughter is in a bilingual class, so to say that parents are not stepping up is a false statement, and I find it insulting when I personally feel our district is not stepping up to help these kids get back in school. We should have been given a choice to decide what is best for our family. If you don't want your child back in school, then that's your choice. But if you do, then you should be allowed to get back in school. The district sends out surveys asking opinions, but I don't think they are considering the kids and parents. You hear teachers say it's going to be hard when they go back because of discipline, but keeping them out longer, is that helping? These kids aren't learning, and Beloit School District already has the lowest scores in the area, and you really think keeping them out of school for a year improved any of that? They say kids are leaving the district. Yes, they are, because parents and kids are fed up with the district, who doesn't seem to care about our kids and their education, just their own agendas. Some teachers want to go back and are doing anything they can to reach out and develop relationships with these kids virtually, but that can't be said for all. Thank you for your time, and please consider reopening schools. After all, everyone else around us is open except Beloit. Nancy Austin.
Thank you so much for your comments, Ms. Austin. Nobody is here present in Colac. Dr. Kieser, do we have any phone calls at this time?
No.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Shope, is there another email you'd like to read?
Yes.
Go ahead, thank you.
This email is from Mary Seeger. Good evening. My name is Mary Seeger, and I'm a grandparent of a child in the Beloit School District. The Beloit School District needs to start regular school, not virtual. If you have multiple kids or one child, it is very stressful. Many parents work all day, and they have to do schoolwork with their kids. Yes, I am a grandparent, but I have seen and heard comments. It is difficult when they have to do it in the evening. The kids are tired, and so are the parents. I know some have trouble reaching the teacher with questions. In the case of third shift parents, that is another huge problem. The teachers need to do their jobs. Kids need socialization. We are made for fellowship. This can't happen with virtual school. There are times when the parent doesn't understand the assignment. Thank you, Mary Seeger.
Thank you so much for your comments, Ms. Seeger. There's nobody here in the building. Dr. Kieser, any phone calls?
No phone calls at this time.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Shope, is there another email you'd like to read?
Sure.
Thank you.
This email is from Migdalia Rodriguez. My name is Migdalia Rodriguez, reside on 2500 block of Butland Drive. My kids go to Robinson, Aldrich, and Beloit Memorial. My concern with the kids being brought back to the building, especially Robinson, is the ventilation system that has been updated. Hearing from staff that Robinson about their safety and students due to air infiltration, has that been looked at? Has it been brought up as an issue not only at Robinson but at all schools? Another concern is the number of kids per classroom to maintain social distance. Is the school prepared for a positive case in a classroom? The entire class going to quarantine and possibly bring the virus to their families? We've been virtual all this time. I don't think it's the time to bring them back. Another issue my kids are having is the amount of assignments they receive is outrageous. They are up at long hours of the night, Wednesday, even the weekend, doing their assignments. This pandemic has taken a toll on my family, and I'm sure not only mine. Kids need to be involved at least once a week in just having them talk to one another as a class to share what has helped them to not be stressed, fall in depression. Need some type of counseling or therapy. Is that even available in our school district support for kids that families have been affected by the virus, I have reached out with no response. It's very hard decision to make to keep kids virtual or to bring them back. One thing I do know is that kids need more support on how they are feeling. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of these kids. They're emotionally drained, stressed. We need to find a way to help them with being able to stay virtual at the same time. For those that want their kids back, good for them. They might not have been affected by the virus or have lost a family member. I just buried my grandma due to this virus. My kids are heartbroken and scared to go back to the building. They also miss their friends and teachers. That's the reason I'm urging the district to come up with support for these kids that have been affected. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you, and please accept our condolences, Ms. Rodriguez, for the loss of your grandmother. Any phone calls at this time, Dr. Kieser?
Not this time.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Shope, do you have another email you'd like to read?
I do.
Thank you.
This email is from Michelle Ramirez. I am a parent of a 6th grader that is having a hard time with this online learning. These kids need to get back to school, even if it's only for a few days at a time. Give us a choice if you really care about these kids and their education. I'm so disappointed in the Beloit School Board. Look at all the schools that are making it work. Michelle Ramirez.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ramirez. We appreciate your comments. I just need to jot something down real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. Dr. Kieser, do we have anybody on the phone?
Not this time.
All right, thank you. Ms. Shope, do we have another email?
Yes, this email is from Matt Flynn. He's a high school professional educator. Good afternoon. My name is Matt Flynn, and I have taught at Beloit Memorial in the Social Studies Department for the past 14 years. This year has been by far the most challenging, stressful, and disappointing year of my career. As a teacher that has taught virtually all year, my own children have been fortunate enough to have the option of learning in person 5 days a week since September 2020. This has given me perspective on the large spectrum of options for students in the surrounding area. Now that we have an overwhelming amount of data, scientific studies, school district models to follow, vaccinations rising, and county cases dropping, I 100% support allowing our families the option for in-person learning as soon as possible. Yours in education, Matt Flynn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flynn. We appreciate your comments. Any phone calls at this time?
Not this time.
All right, thank you. Ms. Shope, do we have another email?
I do not have another email at this time.
All right, so there's nobody here in the boardroom, and just so nobody on the phone, we're going to we'll just do like a 10-minute recess. For those of you who are listening at home, you are more than welcome to come attend in person here at COLAC. We will be here till at least 4 o'clock. We're at 1500 4th Street, and there is a pre-screener to complete if you decide to come. There is a call-in option for you. You can, and again, we're going to take a 10-minute recess. There might be a bit of a wait, but you can dial 1-617-675-4444. You can enter the PIN number then 785-379-093-1144 followed by the pound key. Or you're more than welcome to email our board secretary, Ms. Shope, at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. Thank you, and the time looks like 2:23, so we will be back at 2:33. Thank you. Good afternoon. The time is now 2:33. We've concluded a 10-minute recess to leave time for people to call in, write in, or come in here at COLAC for our public hearing on the reopening of schools. Before I check to see if we have anybody, I just want to make another quick announcement. And it has been posted on board docs because we're doing our public hearing today. Public comment on our Tuesday, February 23rd meeting will be limited to 30 minutes for the subject of the reopening of schools, and it will be limited to 15 minutes on issues or items not related to reopening of schools. This is in order for us to leave adequate time for Dr. Kieser's presentation and to answer any questions that you may email us, board members, about ahead of time as well. All right, so if anybody has any questions on that, feel free to certainly call or write in right now, or you can email us at boardofelucation@sdb.k12.wi.us. At this time, I'll just double check. Dr. Kieser, is there anybody on the phone?
Currently, there's no one on the phone.
All right, so the phone lines are open for those of you at home who may want to call in. Ms. Shope, are there any emails at this time? We have an email. Go ahead, please.
If you can give me just 1 second, I'm going to send it to the translators too.
Absolutely no problem. So in case anybody didn't catch that, we're just going to wait a second so that our translators can get a copy of the email as well.
This email is from Katherine Mitchell. Hello, everyone. My name is Katherine, and I have a 2nd grade, 5th grade, and 8th grade students. I have found it difficult to have more than one child at home doing virtual school. With all my kids at home, and they all require to be in the same room to study, has been difficult. Simply because they don't want to be virtual and they want to be in school. I hope that they will be able to go back to school soon. Otherwise, I plan on my kids being held back this year. So please let the kids go back to school.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mitchell, for writing into us. We appreciate your comments. At this time, it looks like, are you here to make a public comment? Okay, no, sorry. Okay, sorry, at this time, nobody is here in the boardroom. Dr. Kieser, do we have anybody on the phone?
No, we do not.
Okay, nobody on the phone at this time. Ms. Shope, is there anybody else in our email at this time? Okay, since nobody is here present at COLAC or in our email or waiting on the line, I'll make another quick announcement and then we'll take another 10-minute recess to give people time to participate. Certainly encourage all of you to participate. It's very important that our district and our board members hear everybody's stories and everybody's perspectives on this very important matter. I would encourage you, if you have the time and desire, to give us a call here at 1-617-675-4444. You can enter the PIN number 785-379-093-1144, followed by the pound key. You may also email your comments to be read aloud by Ms. Shope by emailing her at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. You are also welcome to attend here at the Colac Building at 1500 4th Street if you would like to give us your comments in person. Just another quick reminder that because we're having the public hearing here today, and I apologize for not announcing this at the beginning, that we are limiting public comment during our regular board meeting on Tuesday, February 23rd to 30 minutes on the topic of in-person or reopening schools, and to 15 minutes on any other items. Thank you, and the time is, sorry, I'm looking at my watch and it's giving me a weather alert, sorry. The time is 2:38, so we will come back from a recess at 2:48. Thank you very much. All right, the time is 2:48, so we're gonna get started again from our recess. We're gonna, I just want to check first with Ms. Shope to see if we have any email. We do have some email, but before we read our email, I'm sorry to interrupt. Before we read our email, we'll give Dr. Keister a moment and he'll just check our phones for us here. I'm really sorry. I should give you a heads up.
There's no one on the phone.
And after all that, there's no one on the phone. Okay, thanks. All right, folks, feel free to call in if you'd like to share your thoughts with us. And Ms. Shope, if you want to go ahead, please.
This email is from Jason Ryan. My name is Jason Ryan. I live at 402 West Broadhead Street, Orfordville, Wisconsin. I have a child that's a student at Beloit Memorial High School. I am definitely for in-person and/or hybrid instruction. I'm having a hard time understanding why this hasn't happened already. Why have we put our children at such a disadvantage to our neighboring districts? I can understand there is risk, but that's where we as parents need to be able to make that decision. It's time for the board to start making decisions that are best for students. Is this public hearing Is this public hearing a litmus test for that? It's clear that students do best with in-person learning, so why is this even up for public discussion? If it's in the best interest of the children to be in person, then we should be granted that opportunity. If a family is not comfortable to have their child in person, then allow them to continue with virtual instruction. Do what's right, open the schools. Jason Ryan.
Thank you so much for your comments, Mr. Ryan. Thank you for taking the time to email us in. At this time, there's nobody here who's wishing to speak in the boardroom. Dr. Keister, is there anybody on the phone at this time?
No one on the phone at this time.
Okay, Ms. Shope, do we have any other email at this time?
We do not.
Okay, I'm going to just announce again the options for participating. Remind you that we are here till 4 o'clock today. It's only 2:50, so plenty of time to get your thoughts in. We're definitely eager to hear your perspectives and stories. If you'd like to call in, you can dial 1-617-675-4444. You may enter the PIN 785-379-093. 1144 followed by the pound key. You may also email our board secretary, Ms. Shope, at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. You're also welcome to come and share your thoughts with us here in person at Colac Building at 1500 4th Street. One more I'll keep announcing this. I just want to remind us again that at our board meeting this Tuesday, February 23rd, we will be limiting public comment to 30 minutes for the subject of in-person or reopening of our schools and 15 minutes for other items or issues in order to make sure that we have plenty of time to hear Dr. Keister's presentation on the reopening and make a decision on Tuesday. If there are no other questions or anything, just double checking, nobody's on the phone, nobody's in the email at this time? Okay. The time is now 2:52. We will be taking a 10-minute recess to give time for people to voice their opinions. Thank you so much. Interrupt. All right, we are back. It is 3:02. We are coming back from a 10-minute recess at this time. Dr. Kieser, do we have anybody on the phone?
No one on the phone at this time.
Okay, Ms. Shope, are there any emails at this time?
Yes, there are a couple.
Okay, terrific. And since there's nobody here in the boardroom, I'm just going to ask Ms. Shope to read through the email. Dr. Kieser, will you let us know if anybody calls in?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Ms. Shope. Go ahead, please.
The first email is from Kathy Horvath. Dear Board, my name is Kathy Horvath, 2063 South Afton Road, Beloit. I am an educator with the School District of Beloit. I have seen virtually the challenges that families have been facing getting their children engaged in distance learning. While I have a moderate level of concern for both my health and the health of my family, I am ecstatic that students will hopefully return back to school soon. Families, please know we see and hear your concerns and frustrations, but please prepare your children for a much different learning atmosphere due to the COVID restrictions. This will not be easy for any of us, but I stand ready and eager to serve families and most eagerly our students here in Beloit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Horvath. We really appreciate you taking the time to write in. Next, please.
This email is from Brian Deneau. Good afternoon. My name is Brian Deneau, and I live at 2503 North Bootmaker Drive. I have proudly been an educator and coach in the School District of Beloit for the last 18 plus years and currently have 4 children attending 3 of our excellent schools. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to the public about the reopening of our schools. The data shows that COVID-19 has drastically been reduced in Rock County. The 2-week positivity rate is currently under 5%, and the amount of hospitalizations have dropped by nearly 300% since mid-January. We have successfully opened athletics and extracurriculars at the high school, and all of our schools have been working diligently on planning for the return of our students. It's time to give parents the option to send their children back to school. We have neighboring districts to learn from and have had plenty of time to plan for the safe return to our schools. I am looking forward to having the opportunity to work with our students, both in person and via simulcasting, very soon. Thank you, Brian Deneau.
Thank you so much for taking the time to write in, Mr. Dew. Do we have any other email at this time?
Not at this time.
All right, terrific. Thank you. Dr. Kieser?
No one's waiting online.
All right, sounds good. It looks like nobody is here wishing to speak in person at this time, so I'm just going to cycle through my usual announcements here before we take a recess. Just a quick reminder that we will be doing a limited public comment on Tuesday, February 23rd at our 7 p.m. Board business meeting. Public comment will be limited to 30 minutes on the subject of in-person school reopening, and it will be limited to 15 minutes for any other items or issues unrelated to the reopening of schools in order for us to have adequate time to listen to Dr. Kieser's presentation. At this time, you are welcome to join us. The time is 3:06, so we are here at least until 4 p.m. this afternoon. If you'd like to come in person and join us here, you are welcome to do so at the Colac Center at 1500 4th Street here in Beloit. You may call in by dialing 1-617-675-4444, and then you can enter the PIN 785-379-093-1144. You are also welcome to email our board secretary, Ms. Shope, at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. Thank you very much. The time is 3:07, so we will come back at 3:17 from a 10-minute recess. All right, we are back from our 10-minute recess. It is 3:17. Ms. Shope, do we have any email at this time? Dr. Keiser, is anybody waiting on the line at this time?
Not at this time.
All right, it sounds like nobody is here to speak in person at COLAC. So I'll just give our quick announcement that on Tuesday, February 23rd at our 7 o'clock board business meeting, we will be limiting public comment in order to hear Dr. Keiser's whole presentation for the reopening of schools. If you have a public comment that you'd like to share on Tuesday, we are limiting it to 30 minutes. So if you'd like to take advantage of this time now, we would love to hear from you. I got ahead of myself, so let me just back up and say that on Tuesday, we will be limiting public comment to 30 minutes for the subject of reopening schools and to 15 minutes for items or issues otherwise related. Then, let's see what else we got here. You can call in now here by dialing 1-617-675-4444. You can enter the PIN number 785-379. 093-1144, followed by the pound sign. If you'd like, you can also email us at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. You are also more than welcome to come join us here in person. We are at the COLAC Center on 1500 4th Street here in Beloit. It's very important that we hear people's perspectives, opinions, and ideas regarding the reopening of schools. We would love to hear from you if you would like to take the time to join us. Otherwise, we are going to take a 10-minute recess. The time now is 3:19, so we will be back at 3:29. Thank you so much. All right, it is 3:29. We are concluding a 10-minute recess. Ms. Shope, are there any additional emails? Great, there are. I just want to quick check Dr. Kieser. Is anybody on hold?
No one's on hold.
Okay, and nobody is here in the boardroom. Ms. Shope, whenever you're ready, please feel free to read our email.
This email is from Michelle Percorny. She's a 4K teacher at Converse. Dear school board members and Dr. Kieser, my name is Michelle Percorny, and I'm a 4K teacher at Converse. As a teacher who has underlying health conditions and has not yet been vaccinated, I ask you to consider the group of us who desperately want to be vaccinated but did not receive their vaccine when they were scheduled to, and currently there is no date to receive it. I don't want any special treatment, just the same protection that was given to many of my coworkers. Working with young students will not allow me to stay 6 feet away from them. I care deeply about my students and their families, and I hope that my commitment to them is not questioned because I am advocating for my health and that of my coworkers. Beloit proud, Michelle Percorny.
Thank you so much, Ms. Picorni. We appreciate you taking the time to write to us. At this time, nobody's present who would like to speak. Dr. Kieser, do we have anybody on the phone?
No one's on the phone.
All right, Ms. Shope, are there any other emails at this time? Okay, I'd like to take an opportunity to remind everybody who may be watching that on Tuesday, February 23rd, at our regular board business meeting at 7 p.m., we are limiting public comment. It will be 30 minutes set aside for the subject of in-person learning or reopening schools. There will be an additional 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes set aside for any other issues or items that people may want to give a comment on. You are more than welcome to come join us here at the Colleck Center at 1500 4th Street here in Beloit to submit a comment. We'll be here at least until 4 p.m. today. You may also call in if you'd like to share your thoughts or ideas about reopening schools or in-person learning. You can dial 1-617-675-4444. The PIN number you can enter is 785-379-093-1144 and press the pound key. I should also probably have mentioned that we do have translation available. If anybody needs to write in or call in and have that translated, we have an interpreter available. I believe that was noticed in our on board docs and on the website, but just in case you weren't sure, you can receive translation services if you'd like to call or write in or come in person. You can also email comments to public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. Thank you very much. The time is 3:32, so we will take a 10-minute recess and reconvene at 3:42. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. The time is now 3:42. We are coming back from our 10-minute recess. At this time, Dr. Keiser, is anybody on the line?
No one is on the line.
Okay, nobody's on the line. Ms. Shope, do we have any email? No email at this time. Anybody wishing to speak in the boardroom? Okay, nobody here wishing to speak in the boardroom. At this time, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind anybody who may be watching that we have a board business meeting on Tuesday, February 23rd, this Tuesday at 7 p.m. At that business meeting, we will be receiving a very thorough presentation that Dr. Keiser has so kindly taken the time to put together. And in order to make time for us to hear that presentation and completion, we are going to limit public comment on the subject of reopening and in-person learning to 30 minutes, up to 30 minutes on Tuesday. And other issues or items people may want to comment on will then be limited to up to 15 minutes on Tuesday. If anybody would like to come here to COLAC, we will be here for a little while yet at 1500 4th Street here in Beloit. You may also email us at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. You may also dial in to over the phone, submit a public comment. The telephone number for that is 1-617-675-4444. You may then enter the PIN, which is 785-379-093-1144, followed by the pound key. We'd like to thank everybody so far who has taken the time to email or show up in person to provide a comment. We very much appreciate your participation. This is a very important decision, and I would highly encourage anybody who has a story or perspective to share to please do share with us. We definitely care, and we want to hear what you have to say. That said, just double checking, anybody on the phone at this time?
No.
Okay, Ms. Shope, any email? Nobody in the boardroom, so we are going to recess then. The time is 3:44, and we will come back at 3:54, and we'll see you then. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. The time is now 3:54. We are coming back from our 10-minute recess. At this time, there are no emails or phone calls. We do have a translator standing by. We here are all standing by. Since we did say that we would be willing to stay till a little after 4, we're going to take a recess until 4:15. At 4:15, we'll check back to see if anybody has decided to arrive in person, to see if anybody would like to call in, and to see if there are any email. We'll address those at 4:15, and then after that, we're going to bring our public hearing to a close. Just a quick announcement again, be careful if you're out driving because we're in the middle of our snow emergency now. But if you we're planning on submitting a public comment on Tuesday's board meeting. Our business meeting at 7 p.m. this Tuesday, February the 23rd. We are limiting public comment to 30 minutes on the subject of in-person learning and reopening, to up to 30 minutes, and to up to 15 minutes for any other areas that you may want to comment on. The reason for this is so that we can hear Dr. Kieser's full presentation, which I am sure will be very lengthy, and we want to make sure we have time to hear all of that. If you have any questions, comments, stories, perspectives, opinions that you would like to share, it's not too late to do so today. And if after today you would like to submit a public comment, you can. And if you want to be sure that all of us board members read it ahead of time, you can also email us anytime at boardofeducation@sdb.k12.wi.us. At this time, I will remind us how to call in and write in, or you can, again, if you want to quick run over here, drive safely. We're here at 1500 4th Street at the Colac Center. You may also call in for public comment by dialing 1-617-675-4444. You may then enter the PIN 785-379-093-1144, followed by the pound key. You may also email Ms. Shope, our board secretary, to read your public comment here at public-comment@sdb.k12.wi.us. Thank you, and we'll see you again at 4:15. All right, good afternoon. The time is 4:15. Ms. Shope, do we have email at this time? Dr. Keiser, do we have any phone calls?
No phone calls.
Okay, I would like just to thank everybody very much. Those of you who took the time to attend or to write into us this afternoon, we really appreciate hearing from all of you. If you would like to send a message that the board will read, whether or not it's read aloud, please feel free to email us at boardofeducation@sdb.k12.wi.us. We'll definitely look forward to hearing your thoughts, feelings, opinions, etc. Thank you all very much, and we will see you on Tuesday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. for a board business meeting. Have a safe weekend. Take care.